Hey there, it's Kathy Howes with Be Creative with Kathy, and in today's video I'm going to show you the birthday cards I'm making. I'm a little bit behind, so if your birthday was from the 17th to today, I haven't even mailed out your birthday card, but I plan on doing it today. So I'm making the cards really quick, and I thought I would show you what I'm making. So before I go on, this is a card that I cased from Susan Campfield. I love Susan Campfield. Her and I have like the same kind of style, I think you would say. But anyway, this is the card that I cased from her. Let me find a card. Here it is. I think it's really pretty. And how I even found her card was I just searched on Pinterest, softly stippled designer series paper. This is that designer series paper that you can get as a purchase reward, I guess, a celebration reward, and I had a few packs of it and I decided I need to start using it up. So I just searched that. Look, this is the pattern I used. I think that's really pretty. And then the other one, well, it doesn't matter. You can find it in the pack. But anyway, that's what I decided to use, and I found Susan's card. But then I had to do my greeting a little bit different than Susan's, and that's really what I want to share with you today. So I've done most of the stamping. I will tell you what the supplies, if I remember the right name. You know how I'm not very good at that. But, before I go on, so you know that the Stippled Roses is in the mini catalog. The designer series paper I'm using is in the celebration catalog. And then don't forget, Stampin' Up! Came up with a bunch of other celebrations. So if you've already got everything in the little celebration reward, these are other options. Be sure and ask your demonstrator, or you can go on stampinup.com to see those new celebration reward items. Okay, back to my card now. I'll have all the measurements, and I'll have the supply list on my stamp gallery, which is these are my stamps.com, and you can search my name, or I think, and Be Creative with Kathy, and you can find all the measurements and the supply list there. I hope that helps. Okay, so let me show you what I did. First of all, we're only going, well, I only used, like I said, I did all the stamping already, this Pebbled Path ink. And you know what, I forgot to bring the die set, but the dies coordinate with the stamp set I just showed you, and you can cut out this really pretty. Look how pretty that is. I just stamped that in that Pebbled Path and then used the dies to cut it out. And then on the inside of my card, oh, and look, this one's not stamped yet. So I think I'm going to go ahead and stamp it because I want to make sure my card is finished. And I have everything here. It won't take very long. But these big stamps like this, I'm going to lay it flat and then just ink it up like this. And this one fits perfect in this corner over here. I'm going to set it down and just apply a little bit of pressure. My ink pad is pretty new, so it has a lot of ink in it. I call it Happy, but it doesn't take much to get that pretty image. Look how that is. And I think this is called a distinctive stamp set because it does all the shadowing and all the, or shading and that stuff for you, which is really pretty. Okay, let's fold this in. Oh, look, I found where it was stamped. I guess it was stamped. Boy, Kathy, you're on it today. Anyway, let's go ahead and fold that. I'll just cover this one up since I stamped it again. I knew I stamped it. There you go. Boy, Kathy. Then I have these pieces of designer series paper here, and I hope I have the little strip. I do. This one, I'm going to cover my envelope flap, and I don't think I have any envelopes here. I'll do that later. But I have a piece of designer series paper. This is 5 1/4 by 3 inches, so you could get a bunch of them out of that designer series paper with no waste. And I'm going to just take some adhesive on the back here, and then I'm going to line it up in that corner up here, making sure that those 3 edges have your normal, you know, 1/8 inch border, just like that. And then this little piece, and then it worked out really good because I love the color Pebbled Path, and I'm not a huge fan of this Calypso Coral, this orange kind of color, so to use up that side of the paper instead of that one, I was okay with. I'm going to lay that down right here, just against there, making sure it has that nice border again. Then with a little bit of adhesive, I'm going to just go right across the top here in the center. Did you see what I did? I just a little bit of tape right there. And then using this, which I think is beautiful, textured ribbon, again in that Pebbled Path, I'm going to just kind of lay it there on my adhesive and wrap it around. And this, I think, well, no, I don't think Susan did hers this way. Her ribbon was a little bit different, but you know, you got to add your own flair and touch and make it my card. Plus, I didn't like the way she did it. Sorry, Susan. Okay, and then we cut it so it just meets in the center here. Now, I pulled it tight, but I made sure I didn't stretch it because you don't want your ribbon to unstretch and then have a gap in there. So I made sure, like I said, it's taut, but it doesn't have it's not stretched. Yeah, that. Okay, so then for my greeting, I have a little strip. I don't know how long it is, but it's a ½ inch wide, and I'm going to try to stamp my words on there. It's a red rubber stamp, so it's not as easy as the photopolymer to get it straight, but I'm going to kind of look at the bottom of the rubber and line it up with the bottom of my paper here. I might get my head in the camera so I can try to get it straight. Let's do a drum roll. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll take that one. Look how pretty that stamps too. Nice job, Kathy. So then I have this little, what's this punch called? This is the Best Label punch. Looks like this. It coordinates with that Alphabest stamp set. But if you take this, right, I'm going to open my stamp punch and put my paper through here and pull it out this way. Now, since it's an inch, it's going to cooperate and fit in there. Let me use my scissors here and get it through there like that. There we go. And then I'm going to pull it all the way to the end and line it up side to side and see what kind of border. So I think it's lined up side to side so it's straight in there, and I want just a little bit of border like that, and then I'm going to just punch it off. And then I have that cute decorative edge on my paper. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put my decorative edge through again. Whoops. Slide that paper all the way through. Now I'm going to slide it through until it has about the same border as it does over here, so it looks centered in my my birthday wishes is centered, and now it's centered in here too. So then I punch it again. Wait, is that about the same border? Yeah, that looks good enough. And now look, I have this really pretty greeting that has that fancy, this little thing, and it's just a ½ inch of cardstock, so it's easy to get the right size. Usually you have these left over when you cut the insides. You cut the inside or the layer cardstock down 1/4 inch, and that's what works. Now, when I'm going to put this on my paper, or on my ribbon, excuse me, I'm going to use tear and tape. I think tear and tape and ribbon go very well together. So on the back of my greeting here, just a little bit of tear and tape. Let me remove that adhesive backing. There we go. And I'm going to gently set it now on my ribbon. And then I'm going to make sure it's straight and it looks good, which I think that looks pretty good. And I'm going to press it so now it's stuck down good. And look how pretty that card is. Just like that. And then I'll put some dimensionals on the back of my big beautiful rose here. And I think this card, as simple as it was, and you're going to get a boatload of them because there's hardly any waste on the designer series paper. Now look on the rose here, I'll show you what I did. To me, this side looks almost like straight across, and this is kind of bumpy. So I kind of put the straight across side, if that's what you call it, down there by my greeting, and then the bumpy side over there. And I thought that looked pretty good. And then last, and of course certainly not least, I'm going to grab these. These are the In Color gems. And they have those Pebbled Path little gems right here. And I'm going to just take one. There's 3 different sizes. Take one of each side and just throw those on there. And look how pretty that card is. Just like that. And now it's all ready to go out. And look, I've made a bunch of them. So hopefully today, and a couple thank yous too, that I can get caught up on mailing out my birthday cards and wish everybody a happy birthday. That's what I got for you today. Like I said, you can go to my gallery. These are my stamps, and my name is Kathy Howes, or you could Google, or search, now I lost my train of thought, Be Creative with Kathy, and you can find me on there. I don't have a blog anymore. I had a blog for a while. I am not a good blogger. I decided it wasn't worth what I was paying for my blog, so I'll just have the gallery over at thesearemystamps.com. Alrighty, thanks for watching, and I'll see you back here next time. Now, normally I'm here on Mondays. I didn't get my video done. I was picking up my daughter from the airport, so I filled it in today really quick, but I'll see you back here next Monday about 1:30. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.